Hi everyone, let's talk about websites. Fresh leads every single day pouring into your inbox while you sit back and relax? Yes, please. A lot of the time, people think you need to spend an absolute fortune on a website. And while that certainly can help if you invest in the right things, it's definitely not needed to get the ball rolling. But what is needed? Is it that magic SEO phrase you keep hearing? Or perhaps it's the content you actually include on it. But it's not that straightforward, I hear you say. There's so much that could go wrong or may not work. I hear you, relax. When I first started my business, I thought all I needed was a really simple website, a bit of branding, and a load of flash business cards, and then my inbox would be flooded with new leads. Instead, crickets. No one saw my website, no one knew what it looked like, and in truth, nobody cared. It was terrible, and it was completely ineffective. My branding was absolutely awful, and my business cards were pointless. I eventually learned what was needed, and our website now is the biggest generator of leads by a country mile. If we decided to jump off social media and go off the grid, then our website would still generate more leads. But don't worry, I had to go through the same fears, worries, and anxiety that you have right now. So today, we're going to talk about the biggest learning points from this journey that you can use to turn your website into a lead generating machine. SEO. So what does that even mean? SEO means search engine optimization. In simple terms, it's about how easily people can find your website. Now, of course, there's more to it than that, but you're pretty much building trust with Google and other search engines. This way, they know when people type in keywords that are on your website, they will whack you right in front of your ideal clients. Just making a few simple changes to your website, left to compound over the coming months, can have a huge impact on your business. So where to start? First of all, keep your language clear and concise on your website. Ask yourself, what would someone type into Google if they were looking for me? Oh, and don't just copy and paste loads of content across your site. Places like Google don't like that as it's duplication, so keep things fresh and clear. Next, consider something called local SEO, and this is super important. Local SEO basically helps you identify your services in your area, and you can even check how many times your services in your area would be searched for. You can also then measure where you rank locally and how many searches per month that gets, and you can build from there. So if you want to focus on clients in a particular geographic location or perhaps a new market, then the keywords on your website will need to change. One thing you need to remember with SEO though is you're not going to see results straight away, and that can be hard to take, especially if you do decide to invest in an SEO expert. Now, when it comes to your actual website, there are two main pages I want to address, and this is because it's where I see the biggest issues generally. First, the homepage. This is where most people will land when they find you, so it's really important that this page has your contact details easily visible, because people are lazy. Don't worry, I count myself in that bracket when it comes to websites too. But people need to know how to get hold of you, and they need to see it fast. The last thing you want is either someone reading your website and not having a clue how to reach you, or having to scroll through every single page wondering where your contact details are. So make sure those details, phone number, email address, etc. are right there in people's faces. Now for the rest of the site. Try to have plenty of pages that cover lots of different topics relevant to your area of expertise. I know in the beginning you might not be able to do this, but this is important in the long run, so try to fit it into your ongoing weekly or monthly marketing plan. Just like your weekly social media posts or emails, try to incorporate writing more on your website. It's a great habit to get into. It's not only a great habit, but it really helps to build your authority over time. And of course, it massively helps when used correctly with that SEO thing I was talking about. Next thing, keep it simple. I don't know about you, but when I visit a website and there's loads going on, it can feel a bit overwhelming. Just because you do what some might see as boring job, it doesn't mean it is. So don't try and overcompensate and make it some confusing site that it doesn't need to be. Don't just blindly add a load of words onto every spare inch of your webpage thinking you have to sound all fancy. And the next main page is your contact page. This page isn't just a simple inquiry form. It's a way you can pre-qualify leads. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. I'm not getting enough leads from it to have the need to pre-qualify. That was me too. But as you begin to see traction on your site, there's no point having 100 inquiry forms and 99 of them aren't the right fit for your services. So things you may need to consider on this page. Do you have a minimum fee? Perhaps you only work over a 3 to 6 month time period with clients. Does their turnover need to be a minimum size? What about specific industries that you work with? All of these are ways to pre-qualify your leads before they inquire. Now you know what to do, let's take a peek at what not to do. Number 1. Don't just ignore your website. And what I mean by this is people want loads of inquiries and want this amazing level of growth to happen, but completely ignore their website. This is a big no-no. Number 2, don't forget to get that contact number, email address, or contact us button right at the top of the homepage. Number 3, don't try to do it all. Use an SEO expert when you have the ability to invest in one. Now this can be expensive, I know, however, they are worth their weight in gold when you can afford them and when you can get a good one. Number 4, stop focusing on what your site looks like and focus on its functionality. There's no point in it looking amazing if it doesn't actually bring you any leads and nobody sees it. Number 5, don't forget about Google reviews. This should form a huge part of your business. It's so underrated and it's such a simple way to build trust and increase your revenue. Number 6, don't forget to pre-qualify leads on your website. We don't want any old Tom, Dick or Harry coming through the doors. Now we've got that out of the way, here comes the good bits. What to do now? First, secure your domain name. Try to get all of them that are available, whether it's .com, .net, .co.uk. The more you can secure, the better, and it stops anybody else from getting them. Your next step is to secure your social media handles. These come up in Google searches too, so the more you have with your name, the more traffic you can drive to your site. Then, find out how many searches your local area gets for your service each month and work on becoming number 1 locally on Google. Get your business on the map on Google. This actually really helps your SEO and builds trust with Google itself, so don't sleep on this. And finally, start writing or get somebody else to write a blog post once a week. It's such a great way to not only show authority, but it keeps your website up to date and fresh. And there you have it. A whistle-stop intro into getting started with your website. And if you want even more information or step-by-step instructions on all things website, from SEO, video content creation, and building the perfect website for accountants and bookkeepers, we have experts inside the Accountants Wealth Academy on hand. Hit that little link in the description below the screen here and come and join us. Bye.